Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to Let's Try The Long Dark. The Long Dark is a wilderness survival game that's about to hit Steam on Early Access. Of course, Early Access means it's not actually quite done yet, so keep that in mind as you watch this this little Let's Try, this, early impressions of the game. And do keep in mind, of course, there's always the possibility that the game may not end up being as good as one might hope while it's in Early Access, but so far this is a title that I'm very, very excited about. So as I said, it is a wilderness survival type of game. We have crashed. We are playing as, I think it's Will Mackenzie. We've crashed in the northern Canadian wilderness, and things are very, very weird. There's some sort of bizarre post-apocalyptic extreme weather situation, crazy animals, and everyone seems to have died. But really, most of what you're trying to do is to not freeze to death. Oh, cool. Okay. Every time you start the game, you do start in a slightly different location. The game is not procedurally generated, but has a very large map as far as I can tell. So we've spawned near Mystery Lake over here this time. It is very sort of roguelike-ish in that you can, well, you die, you die. It's pretty rough. Those wolves over there will mess you up. Now, we've got some cabins going on over here. Now, it is a survival aspect, and the biggest survival aspect you have to worry about tends to be the temperature. Right now, it's feeling like 35 degrees Celsius. If you are more comfortable with the Fahrenheit system, you can switch to that, but minus 35 is really effing cold. So we're going to go and try to get a shelter from the wind. Right now, the wind is very high. So that little display there can give you a lot of information you're looking for. I'm going to try to get a little bit more sheltered here, and then we're going to talk about that a bit more. I'm just going to try not to freeze to death. I'm going to try to get inside one of these cabins. I'm pretty sure these cabins don't have a whole lot going on in them, but there's still going to be a relatively decent shelter for now. The important thing is once we're inside, we're no longer going to be freezing to death. Currently, it's going to feel like 2 degrees Celsius, which is much better, so the cold numbers should go down. The game is not paused while we're in this interface. At least I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, some of these numbers are going to change, you can see here. So the important things, fatigue, which will generally go up on its own. Certainly if you run, it will go up a little bit faster. You do have to deal with that by sleeping in beds. The cold is the #1 killer. Well, that or the wolves, I'm not sure. And hunger and thirst are other things that you have to worry about. You can get some weather reports and things on here as well, but you got to keep track of the calories. Anyway, a lot of the game, especially early on, is going to be about...
My hands.
Yeah, I can't feel my hands. I know, I'm really, really cold. We're warming up. It's not as cold in here, but it's certainly far from being warm. What we need is a fireplace where we can properly warm ourselves, if at all possible. Oh, we've got a flare here. Flare is good for distracting the wildlife, as it says in the description box there. We do have a starting inventory here. We have a maximum carrying capacity of 30 kilograms. We've started out with a accelerant. This is basically lighter fluid, some antibiotics, some antiseptic, bandages, basic gloves and boots and other clothing, bedrolls, more flares, and some matches. We have no food and no water. If we go to the food and drink menu, we indeed have nothing there, so that's going to be another priority. So let's check the other cabins on this side of the map, or on this side of the lake, and then we should be able to find a slightly warmer location on the other. Again, I've dabbled with the game a little bit, just to know enough little areas around here, but there's many areas I still don't know anything about. The game is brutally hard, as I was saying. There are achievements lined up for surviving 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and 4 days. Right now in the early access, those are the only achievements there are, which should tell you exactly how hard some of this is. My best run so far has been a day and I think 16 hours, which is really does not seem to be that very long. Ooh, work boots, really, and reclaimed wood. So smashed up furniture, we can use this as firewood. So we'll do that. Excellent. That sounds good. I think we've got one more building to check on this side of the map. So there is there are 2 modes to play. There's a sandbox mode and a story mode. Right now, the only mode available is the sandbox mode. Apparently, the story mode is going to add a lot of sort of like ethical dilemmas and things like that about how you might choose to survive here in the wilds. There's something in there. Oh, tinder plug.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Something that we can use to start fires with. We've got some beds here, and that would be nice if we're tired. Quality winter coat. Oh, this is fantastic, actually. Let's go ahead and check our clothing out over here. Quality winter coat. Only 23% condition. Gives us a warmth bonus of 0.9 degrees Celsius and a windproof bonus of 0.5. If we put that on, it doesn't replace anything. We've also got these work boots. We've got basic boots here, which gives us a 0.6 warmth bonus, nothing windproof. Oh, the work boots are much better, so let's go ahead and equip those. And maybe we'll drop the other ones entirely, actually. That seems like a pretty good idea. We'll just get rid of those. They'll fall to the floor. Excellent. Anything in this box? No. Anything here? What do we got? Pork and beans?
I could use this.
Sounds like an excellent idea. 850 calories from that. Although we will need a can opener. If I go and check the food here, and I try to eat my pork and beans, I don't have a can opener. I can try to smash open the can, but let's try to see if we can't find a can opener before we resort to such, brute methods, brute force. Okay, there's some wolves over there that I definitely need to avoid. I'm also still cold and getting worse. In fact, I'm probably going to start freezing to death really soon. So, yeah, I'm freezing right now. Being exposed to the elements like this is no good. I desperately need to warm up. So I'm going to go ahead and run across the lake because I've seen this lake before. I know that there's a cabin on the other side. I'm going to try to get there. These ice huts are actually can contain some goodies as well. And they do have a little bit of a fireplace, but they don't. They're not proper buildings. They don't let you zone in like the other buildings back there. So they're not going to be. They're going to give you a wind shelter.
I'm freezing.
I know you're freezing, buddy. Just hold on. Hold tight. Oh, I think I'm starting to slow down already. You can see my condition is starting to drop. The condition is sort of general health, hit points, all that kind of stuff. If that ever gets to 0, you are dead. So yeah, I'm going to try to get to a proper cabin and hopefully be able to start a fire and stop myself from completely keeling over and dying from the cold. There's a cabin over there. That's what I'm looking for. No wolves. Oh, I think the wind's getting worse. No, it feels like minus 29, but I am currently freezing. Condition is dropping. That's only going to get worse the longer I'm out here. Luckily, it is sunny. Could be worse. Could be hitting a blizzard, which can basically blind you to the point where you can't find anything. You just get lost. If you get caught in a blizzard out here, it's pretty much GG, game over. May as well start up a new character and see what you can do. So, as far as I can tell, so far, no NPCs. I can find lots of dead bodies, but no other people yet. However, I believe the story mode, the plan is to introduce that. Again, the game is not yet complete, but we'll see how it goes. Let's go and check out the camp office. Does anyone else feel like Jason from Friday the 13th is going to show up at one of these things? Okay, it's warmer in here. It feels like 3 degrees, but I'm still frigidly cold. That's a lantern. That's pretty good. What else we got? A can opener. That'll be very useful. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and start the fire in the potbelly stove over here. So we've got some wooden matches that we started off with, so that'll be good. We've got those tinder plugs, that'll be nice. We've got the reclaimed wood, that's a start. Right now, we only have a 45% chance of starting a proper fire. I'm going to go ahead and throw on our lighter fluid, brings us up to 85%. Fire duration is only 1 hour with this reclaimed wood. Hopefully we can find something a little bit better than that.
Never felt so cold in my life.
Oh god, yeah, I know. It's feeling like 4 degrees, 5 degrees. The air will warm up. Hopefully a little bit more, 6 degrees, there we go. Just got to warm this air up as much as possible. Oh, jeez. I should probably stand in front of the fire, but if I go over here, does it get colder? Yeah, it does get colder. You can see it drops there. So they do have a system. Oops, what was that? We've got bandages. You know, temperature. Their temperature simulation is pretty good. Some more accelerant. That's a good idea. Better to start more fires with. Some antiseptic. Some hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, that'll be pretty handy. Oh, you know what we have to do is we have to probably add more wood. Let's see. How are we feeling? 13 degrees. The cold is going down. The condition will eventually go up. If we're no longer cold and if we get some nice rest and everything like that, we'll go. The wind has picked up. It's now 64 kilometers an hour. I think it was around 40, 45 when we're out there. Might be a blizzard starting up, actually. Oh, well, what else do we have on this floor?
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Oh, it's got a bunch of kerosene. That's handy for keeping your lanterns lit. How are we doing? Quite a bit better? Good. Let's go on upstairs. Probably won't be quite warm upstairs, but it won't be too bad. And the first time I came up the stairs, that scared the crap out of me. I literally yelled out loud and cursed very loudly. It was actually my first attempt at the video here. And and then I just had to walk away. I was like, oh god damn it. That was just too terrifying. So we found a tinder source on him. Anything else? I think the loot may be semi-randomly generated. I'm not sure exactly. How warm are we up here? It's only 5 degrees. They're definitely colder. A sewing kit. Oh, there we go. So we can repair our clothing. We've got a basic wool scarf. I don't think we've got a scarf. So we'll go and grab that. I see when we find clothing, it tends to bring up this pop-up menu, so you can sort of decide if you want to loot it or not, because a lot of times you'll find clothing that's actually worse off than what you got. So we got another scarf. So the one we have, 64% condition. This one here, 69. Well, that's better. Let's dump one and take this one, which is better. And a thin wool sweater. We've already got a thin wool sweater, which has a higher condition, so I guess we can leave the other one there. We got another fireplace up here. Nothing under the bed. Nothing on top of the bed. Cupboard. Let's go and check that out. Another flare. Potentially good for scaring away wolves. And a water bottle, which is good. We will get thirsty. So this has a ½ liter of potable water in there, which is safe to drink.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Okay. Now, we can make more water if we've got a fire going on, and I'll show you exactly how we can do that. If we get back up to the fire, 13 degrees, nice. It's only 23 minutes left on the fire. If we click on here, so first of all, we can add more wood to the fire, which I suppose we will do to keep this going. If we have any raw meat, which can happen if you say, find a dead deer, for example. Some of them are lying around dead. Most of them are frozen solid, which means you'll need like a knife or something like that to really hack into there, or maybe a hatchet, for example. You can also find a rifle, which allows you to shoot them, and then it's a little bit easier to harvest. There tends to be more meat there because it hasn't been picked at by wolves either. We can cook it here, but we can also purify water. So what I can do is I can say, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to grab about 1 liter of snow. Or, a big amount of snow that will make 1 liter of water. So I will melt it using the fire. Notice the time go by very, very quickly here. And then I have 1 liter of unsafe water, which I can then boil and turn into potable water. I'm sort of demonstrating things over here, but I actually should have done things in a slightly different order. There we go. Because I'm now out of wood. I have no more firewood on me. So what I can do is I can hit tab and bring up my little survival menu over here. And I can say, listen, I'm going to forage for wood. And here's where the resource management really comes in. I can forage for wood for a couple of hours, and you can see it'll estimate that on burner 1,000 calories doing that. I've got no tool to help me with this. I don't have a hatchet which can help me collect more wood. So I will go ahead and do this sort of out of desperation. Luckily, I do have some food. Hopefully I find some wood doing this. But the fire will definitely be out by the time I get back. So now I will be getting colder. I'm quite hungry as well. I don't have a lot of calories. I got 3 pieces of reclaimed wood. So that's great, but, am I going to use some more lighter fluid to start another fire? I guess I'm going to have to. But it sucks to use these resources to do that. All right, that worked, which is good. And let's check to see our food situation here. We've got the pork and beans, 850 calories. It's quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and eat that, since it takes a minute to open that tin. Some meals are really easy to eat. You can find some, like, military rations, some MREs, which give you something like 2,500 calories each. Really, really good. Let's go ahead and eat some of these tinned peaches as well. Our can opener is already starting to degrade in quality, which is definitely less than great. So at this point, we're really faced with some hard decisions to make. Do we stay here or not? One of the things I could do is I could add in a couple more pieces of reclaimed wood on there. Each one will add an extra hour. And then I could do something like, I could try to, like, forage for food. I could do a harvest here. Oh wait, that's a different thing. If we are out of food, that's right. This lets you harvest things you already have. If you are out of food, you sort of have to go just out looking for it. So I think I'm going to have to let this fire go. I'm not at all cold, so we can leave. The wind has died down. It's only 5 kilometers out there. Conditions are clear. This is a great time to be outside. We won't freeze to death too quickly. So I guess we will go ahead and leave and do that, and because we've got to find some more food. If the wolves aren't near those fishing huts, oh look at that! It's a beautiful day outside. Great, perfect time to be doing this. Let's check the temperature. Feels like -6. That is manageable. Plus we got our shiny new scarf now. So we're gonna run over to these fishing huts and see if we might be able to find some food stuff inside of there. Maybe there's some more tins of food. We'll see. What would be really nice is if we could find a rifle. I doubt we'll find any in the fishing huts, but maybe we'll have to leave this sort of lake area and see what we can find after that. And I don't really know the area all that well. I know this lake area a little bit. I was really happy to find that. Really apologize for my Skype. I gotta make sure to put that back on Do Not Disturb. There we go. I'm a bit hungry. We're still hungry, really. Yeah, and thirsty, definitely. Luckily, we do have some water. We might want to grab a sip of that. Actually, if we can find a can of cola, because I don't think we've got anything like that. No. Oh, we do have a mountain soda. Here. And I'm tired. Well, let's drink the mountain cola. Maybe it's caffeinated too, but it'll give us some calories. It'll get rid of some of our thirst as well. Definitely have some fatigue, though. It doesn't help that I'm always trying to run with the shift button. A little fishing hut here. Anything in these cupboards? A little warmer in here because, again, it is sheltered from the wind. It is an incredibly detailed game. We got a couple more fire starters, which is important. And that's it. Anything down here? The textures are relatively low resolution. But I think there's a certain kind of charm going on with this. They've also got a very flat texture. Some people refer to this as like a cel-shaded look, but it's not cel-shaded because there's no like big black outline or anything like that. But there's definitely a flat shading thing going on. It's a very intentional artistic choice about things. And I think it works pretty well, right from the first time I loaded the game. I mean, maybe less so indoors like this, especially when it's brightly lit. You can certainly see some issues with the shadows, at least with my particular video card. But other than that, you know, I'm fine. This sort of grainy look. Oh, we found some more jeans, which I guess I can grab these. I suppose I can harvest some cloth out of that and use that to repair my other clothing. I don't think that had quite occurred to me before. More newspaper.
I could use this.
Some spare cloth to repair some stuff. We do have the sewing kit, which is going to be very handy. So those are the three cabins I checked out at the start. So there's a few more cabins over there. Another fish hut. And then, oh, quite a bit more stuff. Oh, what do we have over here? Ah, a frozen man. Again, we don't quite know what has happened yet. We don't have an explanation. More mountain soda. We know that stuff is good for us. Bad for our teeth, maybe. We'll have to see if we can scavenge a toothbrush and toothpaste. But other than that, no, we're okay so far. So yeah, we're going to be constantly on the hunt for more food. We can stay in a cabin relatively well if all we need is warmth. Maybe, and a place to sleep. You know, maybe we can keep foraging for more wood, keep the fire going, keep ourselves from freezing to death. But we're gonna need food. We're gonna need calories. We've got plenty of lighter fluid
here
and newspaper. That will only bring us so far. I'm gonna go to this cabin over here. Actually, I suppose I should go to the cabin at the end of the lake, the fish hut there, then do that cabin, and then those three, and then we might leave the lake. I mean, it is nice to have the one house we know is safe, but, you know, we only have so many calories on us. This is not going to hold us all the way through. Feels like I could drink another can of soda right now. I think your calorie cap is, I think, 3,500. That's as much as you can have in the tank at any given time. And that is your number one resource that you can't really keep refilling. I don't know what the win condition is. I don't know if there is a win condition other than survive as long as possible. Perhaps in the story mode, there will be a more explicit win condition. I suspect in the sandbox mode, it will always just be, you know, survive for a certain amount of time. So we've got a toucan. That is how you pronounce that, by the way. It's a Canadian thing. Well, these are... Oh, wool hat. Wool hat is better for warmth, but doesn't give us as much windproof bonus. So we'll probably just stick with the toque. The toque is basically just a woolen hat anyway. Oh, another sewing kit and some food, just little snacks. If we can find some MREs in one of these cabins, we'll really be set because that's just a huge amount of calories. Or ideally a gun, then we can go hunting and also defend ourselves a little bit better against wolves. I mean, I suppose I could always have a flare ready in my hand because you can use that to scare away wolves. But hopefully it won't come to that. We'll see how it goes. All right, knock knock. Lake cabin. Always concerns me a little when these things have a name. There's something underneath there? Nope. Anything in here? New. If you want a little bit of light and you can afford to burn some matches, you can do this, which is kind of nice. Tinder plug. Although I assume if you're not careful, you will run out of matches. There's another toque going on that we can, I guess, disassemble for things. Quality winter coat. That sounds like a pretty good thing to have on us. Nothing in here. Another can of
that'll come in handy.
It will come in handy. And some newspaper. Let's take a look at our clothing. Just, oh, wow. Yeah, much better coat. Lots warmer. Excellent. So if we decide to harvest that extra winter coat. Or say this, yeah, this less good toque. It's all a question of time. Time equals warmth, time equals calories. Although you don't use very many calories just sort of standing around here. Basic wool hat, I don't think was as good as the toque. We'll take that apart as well. Then we can try to mend some stuff. We can take newspaper. Oh, and create tinder plugs out of it. Oh, that's interesting. Probably really handy. Scrap metal. Interesting. And, oh, an extra pair of jeans. Although, you know what? I should harvest this pair of jeans, which means I'm currently pantless. But there's a better pair of jeans in there. Just going to make sure to put that on right away. Oh, the wind is picking up outside. That's not really pleasant. So, repair. So, let's repair our, maybe our high quality coat. Needs 2 cloth. We can do that. Hopefully, so repair amount is 20%, 80% chance of success. Long time to do it though. There we go, 85% coke. That's pretty good. Let's do our gloves. 30 minutes for that. We're not cold, and we've got some plenty of extra food going on right now, so I think it's a pretty good idea to do this. Let's give it another go. And we're now tired. Definitely fatigued. I suppose maybe we should try and nap. The problem is, what time is it right now? If we nap now, well, I guess we'll try to sleep through the night. Okay, 12 hours is the most we can do. We definitely, I don't think, want to wander around outside in the dark. I think we're going to freeze to death if we do that. I know this is hasn't been very dramatic. Let me tell you something. The fact that I've survived more than an hour on here has taken me probably a half a dozen games to get to this point. Well, no, I played more than that, but to get to surviving more than an hour takes several tries. Let's drink some water, since we're dehydrated. Our condition is suffering for it. And then we need some calories. Let's go and eat the pork and beans to start off with. Num num num. It takes a long time to eat these. Wow. Compare that to a candy bar or something, and you just rip through those like they're nothing. Right? Like one of these. It's only 200 calories, but... nom. And then the MRAs and stuff go really fast. Let's go ahead and eat the canned peaches as well. Only 450 calories, but then we'll take care of another can. And then I might wait for the others. Hope and pray that we get something else going on. What's the weather condition out there? 10, mostly cloudy. Okay. Not too cold in here. It's above 0 in here, and we're dressed relatively warmly, so that much is good. Yeah, we've got like a +6 in general, and an extra +4 to counteract the wind. That's not bad. Feels like -19 right now. Okay, it's not ideal. It's far from ideal. But, all in all, not doing too badly. So, right, we're going to check out these 3 cabins as well, and then potentially risk the greater wilderness to try to find something and hopefully not die. Actually have an idea about where we might go next. Like cabins. Let's go ahead and loot a little bit more. Probably keep going until I keel over and die. We'll see. This is only supposed to be a let's try first impression. Ooh, backpack. Some peaches. Nice. Anything else? Nope. Alright, worth it. In fact, it's very likely that I'm missing something every now and again. Ooh. Oh, this is not good weather. We are definitely going to have to wait that out. I do not want to wander out there while it's blizzarding. Blizzard, yeah. It's not super windy, but there is a blizzard. So, we're going to check the other cabin, and then we might try...
Nobody needs this anymore.
Here, let's just drink that right away. We might just try to nap for another hour in the other cabin and hope it passes. Because if it's a bad blizzard, we won't be able to see anything. Look, like, we can't see anything more than, 10 meters away. Oh, backpack. Check this out. Beef jerky. Sounds good to me. I'm a fan of jerky, actually. Alright, what do we have here? Pork and beans. And I think that's it. But I'm going to go ahead and just try to sleep for an hour here. Hope I had it set to an hour properly. I think it defaulted to there. Yeah. Okay, what's the weather outside? 97 km/h winds and still in a blizzard. Will you let me sleep for another hour? This is a lot of time we're losing here. This is actually really, really, really bad. Please, blizzard be over. Still blizzarding. There's a newspaper in there. Luckily, we're not too cold in here. That's really lucky. That's because we haven't been wandering around in the terrible, terrible weather. Okay, one more hour. Now, if this were a real Canadian blizzard, you go out there and be 3 feet of snow on the ground. Foggy, and the wind is dropping quickly. Okay, I think we'll be alright if we go out. I think we can risk fog. Hopefully it'll clear and burn off. What's the actual temperature like out here? It's not even very cold. Well, a little colder when I expose myself to the wind. Yeah, this lack of visibility is... you know what? I gotta rest a little bit longer than that. This is a lot of time with me not hunting for food. It's very worrisome. My calories are going to be about 1,500 by the time this ends. Still foggy. Wind is dropping quickly. We definitely need to eat. Eat some pork and beans. We're going to compete with the wind by being windy ourselves. No wind at all. Alright, I'm going to risk it. I can't stay in here. The fog is insanely dangerous. Alright, it burned off. Clear. Good. Okay. No wolves, right? Alright, so I'm going to head back over to our cabin where we warmed up the other time. Because I believe... No, it's not there. Where is it? It's in this general direction. We can find a river, and if we follow the river, we can find something else that's quite interesting. Bit of a walk. Hope you don't mind. Hope my person doesn't mind. How's he feeling? Alright, he's a bit thirsty. Suppose I could take a quick drink of water, which is actually going to be the end of my potable water. Which is not ideal. I don't know where all the wolves went. I think they mostly went and hid from the blizzard. So there's something positive. Alright, good, good, good. Alright. What? Why did the music start right away? That has me extremely concerned. Survive for day and 3 hours. It's not bad. We burn calories like crazy. 238 calories an hour. If we burn that many calories in real life, we would never get fat. Okay, river south access. Now, we'll have to follow this river for a little bit. But we should be able to find something particularly cool at the other end. So let's go ahead and try that. Alright, here we are at the northern end of the river, where we've got a bridge. If I recall correctly, there's actually a railroad here, which we can follow to some interesting sites, but we're not going to do that. If I'm remembering the right spot, and I think I am, there should be a building somewhere around here for us to explore. There we go. Excellent. I got a deer over there. Again, it'd be nice to have a hunting rifle. It'd be nice to get some fresh venison going on. Maybe we'll find some inside the building. So there's a dam. We're on the bridge here. I haven't, I never even looked around this area much. I haven't looked under the bridge. I just remember seeing it and being like, yeah, all right, we're going to have to come back here at some point. So we can keep following the rail, but I think I'm pretty tempted to check out up here. That looks like a dead deer. Let's go and take a look. Oh, some sort of little building over here. No, nothing to spot there. But yeah, there's a dead deer. It's been partially chewed up. Ravaged deer carcass. So it's got a kilogram, 1.4 kilograms of meat on there. Because it is frozen solid, we would need a sharp tool to harvest this. So we're going to leave that be. If I recall correctly, the time I did finally kill a deer on my own, I think there was about 9 kilos of meat on there, which is pretty good. We're going to go ahead into the Carter Hydro Dam building. We've got another jerry
I could
can
use this.
with a bunch of kerosene in it. That's handy for our lanterns. And we've got some, I know it's quite dark in here. We've got a locker that we can't open because we don't have a crowbar to pry it open. Anything else we can find in here? I may have to switch to my lantern. I'd rather not use it. No, it's kind of dark in here. Yeah, I'm kind of freaked out. So let's go ahead and switch our lantern on. I think if we go to, what are the keys? 2 switches to the lantern, and then we'll try to light that. There we go. Much better. Oh, a crowbar. Okay, we can use that to open containers. Bunch of filing cabinets. I think we have got to check each one of these. What's the temperature in here? Oh, 9 degrees. That's fine. We're not going to freeze to death in here. Should be okay. Are these all going to be empty? Newspaper. Not bad. More newspaper. Okay, more things to start fire. Although the biggest shortfall is wood. I mean, we can always scavenge for it or forage for it, but... Oh, Jesus! Oh, God. Oh, okay. There's a wolf on us. I'm going to try to knock it off, but it's very, 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 very hard to do. I've done it once. Come on. Get off! Oh, no! Well, we've survived for 1 day, 4 hours, and 8 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at The Long Dark, a very intense wilderness survival game that can turn bad very, very, very quickly. I actually knew there was a wolf in this building, and it still caught me completely off guard. I assumed I'd be able to switch to the flare and try to defend myself that way, but wow. Wow. Wolves are bad, okay? And you can see, like, the blood loss, infection risk. If we had fought off the wolf, we'd have to take antibiotics, we'd have to bandage ourselves up, we'd have to do all these things to try to make sure that we survive. But there you go. There is The Long Dark. It is going to be available on Steam Early Access either now or maybe a day from when you watch this video, depending on how the timings work out exactly. And it is unfinished, certainly, but I think it is definitely worth keeping an eye on, and I will be doing so myself. So check out the links down below for more information, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.